the door. I'm not heating the whole damn neighborhood. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Old Man Gamer Network. I am Combat Carl. And today we are doing the screen tour of EVONY the King Returns. And by that I mean we are going to look at the major screens. We're not going to really talk about what is in the screen, like here in the map. What we're going to talk about is on the screens, what's on the periphery. This is how we're going to navigate throughout the game and how we're going to get from the puzzle stage to the city building stage to the map or the combat stage to the world map to the server map. How we can move around and how we're able to affect different things. So we're going to go to the shortest one. We've already covered most of it, so this is not going to take very long at all. We're going to go over here to the puzzle side. You click on Mysterious Puzzle. Again, it's divided into different geographic regions. The first one that opens up is Egypt, and you can see these are all locked, and it will tell you, no, you need to upgrade your keep to unlock your puzzles. And it will tell you that Japan unlocks at keep level 6. So that means you're going to need to upgrade your keep to level 6. So we're going to click the arrow to go back. If there is a puzzle that you can solve, you're going to see the little red help chat bubble. So you've got to, you just kind of got to keep an eye on that. And that, for the most part, is all that there is to do with the puzzle screen. So what we're going to talk about now is we're going to talk about here, on the city building map. This is what I call this, because it's like a number of different games wrapped into one. You have the puzzle game, which most of us came here for the puzzles, thinking that's what it was going to be. Well, that is tied into the city building game, which is then also tied into the combat and strategy game. They're all kind of interwoven. So what we're going to do is we're going to click each one of these and we're going to talk about them. Here in the upper left hand corner, the first thing is this number 1. We are level 1. We are a level 1 Monarch. Monarch is the default name that they're going to give you. Everybody has this name. That is my cat. My cat needs to shut up. Sorry. This is just a number. If you want to make yourself more acceptable, then what you're going to need to do is change your name, because if you're in an alliance and there are 15 people called Monarch, and the only thing different is like the last couple of numbers on here, no one's going to call you, hey, Monarch 5804. They're going to ignore you. They're not going to invite you for the most part, or they're going to ask you to change your name. So be proud of who you are. Change your name. You can do that by clicking on this little quill and paper. Input a new name. Let's just say Nerf Herder. Has that one been taken? Spend 200 gems on changing your Monarch name. Well, we could, or we can go back to our items, because if you remember going through the tutorial, if we open up this growth package, remember we went through and reset this, so we have to open this and to get some new things. Here is a city name change token. So now that's going to be under special, city name change, use. We can input a new name, Nerf Herder. Change. Yes, I want to confirm that. That name already exists. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to do some leet speaking here. Nerf herder. Confirm. Now we are Nerf herder because I, Combat Carl, speak Leet and am able to do that. So anyways, now if we go back, we're going to go back to this upper left-hand avatar. We click on this. Our name is now Nerf herder. And when people see our city, it is going to have our name on it. Now, here's the thing. When you see your city, it's going to be my main city. But this guy down here who doesn't know anything about me, Rajesh HM, when he looks at himself, he sees level 16, my main city. So when you are looking at your city name, you are going to see my main city. But when everybody else looks at you, they are going to see the name that you have up here. So they're going to see me as Nerf herder. This is the screen for your avatar. If you wish to change the look of your avatar, where is that? Here it is. We go to the Monarch detail screen, change avatar, because we have an avatar change token. So these are particular to the culture that you have selected. So if you want to be, I don't know, naughty witch, you can be naughty witch. If you want to be, you know, heaving girl, you be heaving girl. If you want to be flying carpet cape guy, you can do that. I'll just pick, you know, angry circus master. I guess we're just going to stick with that. So we're going to back out. We're also going to back out of that. My cat's going to get me mad here in a minute. So on our Monarch screen, this is our avatar. This is our level right here. When people ask us what power we are, or if you are looking at joining an alliance and they say 100K minimum, the power level, this is what they're looking at right now. If I want to join an alliance and they have 100K minimum to join, I'm only about 91,000K short. So there's that. These are the slots where things called Monarch gear are going to go. If I click on that, I don't have anything. But what I can see is that there are apparently 5 different types of whatever this is, because it doesn't tell me what it is. Oh, look, it's a staff. So if I click on this, it's going to tell me that this is where a mountain staff goes. And this is where a level 1 thunder staff goes. And this is where the wind staff and the fire staff and the airy staff goes. We're going to cover all of those in a separate video, but that is where all of your different Monarch gear can be equipped. And you can also set presets up so that if you want a combination for mounted attack, you can set one of those. You can come in and just click that and it loads up all your mounted stuff. You can set that for a mix of troops. You can set that for if you want to run just archers, you can set your Monarch gear to benefit just archers. You can do all of that here. This is your stamina bar. Right now, I can have 100 stamina, and I have 100 stamina. If you are going places to do things, some of those have a stamina cost. If they want you to explore a relic, it may cost you 20 stamina to get to that relic and explore it. And if you don't have 20 stamina, you ain't going. So this is something that you're going to have to keep track of. This will light up if you have more stamina that you can add to it. I don't have any right now, so I can click that all day long, and it's never going to go anywhere. Next to that, this is my experience, or my XP bar, experience points bar. I am an old school gamer. Old school like we schooled with paper and pencils before there were computers. and XP is always going to be experience points. And this, if I click on this, it tells me I need 999 XP or EXP to upgrade to the next level. Right now, I got nothing. If this is lit up, I can then click on that and I can add experience to that as I acquire that. We've kind of briefly seen the detail screen. This is going to have our name. This is going to have our ID number. This is never going to change. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. This is never going to change. This is the language that we selected when we started. You can change that. This is our power that we talked about. We are level 1. We are a civilian. That is the lowest rank that you can hold. That will go up and down. And if we have an alliance, this is going to be where that alliance information is. If you like statistics, EVONY is going to be a boon for you, because as you can see, there is level upon level upon level of different things that it is going to keep track of. You can go through here and you can find, there are some things that you are going to want to know. How many march slots do I have? Right now, I can send one group of soldiers known as a march, and I can have 800 soldiers in that march total. I am at base march speed. I cannot get any slower. It is us and the turtles. You can also click on your resources. It's going to tell you your resource production. It's going to tell you stats on warehouses. There is a ton of stuff if you are into the minutia of details. There is no shortage of stuff for you to look at. That is all in that one detail screen. Monarchs have what's called a talent tree. As you gain experience, you are going to get talent points. When you get a talent point, you can spend it on one of these 3 branches. And you can see it has 0 of 4. Each one of these takes 4 talent points to complete. And when you complete that, you can work on the next level, but you are limited to the talent that is directly below or adjacent to that. So if I pick march speed, there's no way I can also have builder duration, because I can't get there. I'm not directly below or 1 over. I'm 2 over. I can't get there from here. If I do offering, I have a choice of all 3 of these. If I do free construction, I can't get over here to mortality. We're going to cover what all these are later on. Just letting you know, that's kind of the rough of how that works. Ranking is just that. You can click the general rankings to see who has the highest powered general on the server. You can see that's the general's name, this is the player's name, and this is how much power each one of those generals has. There is a ranking. Well, this is who the big dogs are. We are civilian. We have 0 prestige points, okay? In order to get to the next rank, which is knight, I have to have 5,000 prestige. We're going to cover all of that again. All kinds of stuff if you want to see how you or your alliance rank up against other players on the server. It's all in here. And then gear. This is where you manage all of your Monarch gear. These are the different crowns that you can have. These are the different grails you can have, the different decorations. You can manage all of that from this screen. Now let's go back. This is also going to tell us this orange bar is our stamina. You saw we had 100 out of 100. You also saw that we had 0.1% of the next level's experience points. That's why there's nothing green here, because we have no experience. We haven't done anything yet. Next to that, this is our power ranking. And if you click that, that's going to bring us all back here to this Monarch detail. And then below that, this is our VIP level. As you progress through the game, you are going to earn prestige points. As you get more and more of these prestige points, they will promote you through these VIP levels. If we click on that VIP level, it's going to tell me right now that I have 100 of 300 points. I've logged in for 1 day. I have 10 VIP points. And what does that allow me to do? When I activate this, I will get a free construction speed up of 1 minute. I will be able to use the gold levy 5 times. I will be able to turn my troop death into a troop soul rate in my main city of 3%. None of that means anything to you right now. But as these VIP levels increase, more things become available to you. So that is what is all up in this little corner right here. This is the Monarch corner is what we call this. This is what's called your top bar. This is what's going to show you what you have immediately available for resources as well as gold. We have 100K in food. We have 100K in lumber. If we had any stone, it would be right here. If we had any ore, it would be right here. And we have 500K in gold. Beware, if you are attacked by another player, they can take what is in your top bar. They don't get your gold, but they can take your resources. So if someone attacked me right now, they could take all of my food and they could take all of my gold, and I would be sad and I would cry. But they wouldn't be able to get to my goal. So sometimes when you get quests and they give you rewards, we'll click on the quest tab. Sometimes, like here, they are going to add 970 food directly into my top bar. You may not want that to happen at a certain point. If you're getting ready to go into a battle, you may not want to have all of your food in your top bar right there. You may want to wait and take this reward when you get back, because this one's going to do the same thing. This is going to put food in your top bar. This is going to put lumber in your top bar. These are all the same type of thing. You may not want to do that. It's just something to kind of think about. If you don't know it, you just don't know it. Next to that, this is our gem bar. Right now we have 500 gems in our inventory. You may notice this little bouncing chest. We're going to show you a trick right off the bat. If you click that chest or the gem bar, it's going to bring us to the store. You can claim a free chest once a day, which contains rare historic general fragments. The chest rewards refresh every month. You can't miss it. Well, you can miss it if you're not paying attention. So let's click out of there. When we come to this screen, the first thing we're going to see is a kind of a glowing chest. If I click this, it's going to tell me, congratulations, you just gained the following item, a historic general fragment. And this is for the General Oleg of Novgorod. And it will tell me right there, I have gotten 1 of 30. The downside is, this is the 27th day of the month. And what that means is these reset from calendar month to calendar month. So I'm probably only going to get, depending on how many times I reset this account, I'm only going to get a couple of these fragments, and then it's going to reset to something else the next month. So just remember, every day when you log in, you're going to set up a pattern for what we call the dailies. And this is one of those things. You come in, see now that it's gone because we've already claimed it. So you'll come in, you're going to click on that. It's going to bring you to the store screen. You're going to click on this chest. You're going to get your puzzle piece every day, because when you collect 30 of those puzzle pieces, you get a free general, and they're usually pretty darn good. So while we're on the store item, you can go over here to memberships and you can buy memberships. We're not going to cover that because this is a free-to-play game guide. You can buy gems. We're not going to cover that because this is a free-to-play game guide. We are going to cover things that you can buy with gems. If you click on resources, you could buy food or lumber or stone or ore. I'm going to suggest you probably don't do that, because there's a lot of stuff in this game that you can collect on your own, and there are a lot of things, other things that you probably are going to want to spend your hard-earned resources on. And one of those is going to be, if you go to the War tab, here's a lot of things that we're going to go over in later episodes. The Truce Agreements. You'll notice that we had what looked like a bubble over our city, and that is called a Truce Agreement. When you start the game, you get a free Truce Agreement that is going to last until you attack somebody or until you get to about level 6. Keep level 6. And a Truce Agreement says prevents other players from being able to attack or scout your cities for 8 hours. So that means you're safe. Nobody can hurt you on the battlefield. If we go back here, this is a bubble. You will hear people say, bubble or burn, or put your bubble up, or my bubble popped. And that is this. It's a Truce Agreement. And what that means is that this Truce Agreement is not going to let somebody attack us as long as we are within the time period of that Truce Agreement, or if we abide by the terms. This is the beginner Truce Agreement, so we are going to be okay. If we click on our city, you see where it says City Buff. If we click on that, it's going to tell us Truce Agreement. During Truce Agreement, your city cannot be attacked or scouted. If we click on the arrow, guess where it's going to bring us? It's going to bring us to purchase Truce Agreements. Now, we have a free one. As long as we don't attack anybody or send a scout to anybody or advance past level 6, we have that agreement on there. So here's another thing you have to be careful of. If you go into the City Buff screen, if you click that, click Truce Agreement, if you click on this, you are going to buy this Truce Agreement, and it is going to activate immediately. That is handy, and it is also kind of a pain, because if you decide there's a battle coming up, say tomorrow, and you want to protect yourself, you don't want to participate in this battle, if you click this 8-hour Truce Agreement, it's going to initiate immediately, and in 8 hours it's going to be gone. Tomorrow you're not going to have one. So if you are going to want to buy something to use later, you go up in here to the store, you go to items, you go to war, you can scroll down, and then you can buy an 8-hour or a 24-hour. Most people I know are buying these, the 3-day Truce Agreements. It's the better value for any of them. You can also go to speed ups, and it is just that. It is a collection of speed ups. You can go to special, and those are just things that really don't fit into any other category. So that is what happens right there. We're going to go down the left-hand side of this screen. We're going to go to quests. We've already kind of seen this. You're going to have a main quest, and this is the one that you probably are going to want to focus your attention on. And usually these down here will become available as you finish this one up here in general. The next one down is your bookmarks. So we're a brand new player. We don't have a bookmark because we don't know anybody. We don't know anything. If we click the next button down where it says World Map, I can click that, and that is going to bring me here. This is our area. This is where we live. It's, if I remember correctly, it's like 1,200 kilometers square. And if you notice, somewhere on this map, there's a little blue dot. And that little blue dot is you. I go down here, it says My City. If I click that off and on, then you can see that's where I am. So if I click this, that's where I'm going to go. If I can click and drag this. If I move to where I disappear off of this screen, this is going to show me the direction that I am and how far away I am. I'm 4 kilometers this direction. So if I pull this over, hey, there I am. If I pull this off and I go way crazy over here, now I'm like 13 kilometers away. If I just click this, it'll recenter me in the screen. We're going to go back to the World Map button. And let's say we want to bookmark something. Let's say we want to bookmark, let's look at this. I don't know what this is. This seems to be loading slowly. There it is. This is the Arch of Triumph. And let's just say I like this place. Arch of Triumph. The server war ended. Let's remember those who fought bravely and ranked in the top 3. Oh, well, I guess I can give these people, it says I can send them some flowers. So, oh, look, I got a reward. How many times can I do this? Oh, it says, let's see. There's 3. That's for server war. This is for the Battle of Constantinople. This is for the Battle of Gaugamela. This is for have unlocked their wonder. Apparently I can send, I can only send 3 a day. Okay. So if I want to bookmark this, I click it, add to bookmarks. I can either use it as a favorite, as a friend, or as an enemy. It's a building. We like buildings. Let's click friend. Confirm. Okay. Now if I go to bookmarks, I'm here. It tells me the X and the Y. I can delete it, I can edit it, I could name it something else if I wanted to, or I could send it to someone. I could send it to the Alliance channel. I'm not in an Alliance, so I can't send it to my Alliance channel. I could send it to the world chat to show everybody where it's at, which would be silly. I could send it to Facebook if I wanted to. All kinds of things that you could do there. If I want to find myself again, look, here's that little button. If I move this just a little bit, I'm 565 kilometers away. I can just click that button. I'm immediately back to myself in the middle. That is the world map. And that is my cat again. Go away. Now, we're going to go over here to the 3 dots. We've talked about this a little bit before. Items, generals, a relic, ranking, friends, activity, settings. If we click to items, it takes us to the items screen. It has it divided into different categories. These are the common categories. Speed ups, we have a few speed ups. We don't have any equipment. We don't have very much that's special. We could change our avatar if we wanted to, or we can just see everything. I find the categories to be fairly useful. It makes it easier to sort through things. Let's click on this. This is our flower rewards. Let's open to receive a random item. We're going to click open. Now we have more than one item here. So I can either open 1, or I can slide this to 2, or I can slide it to 3, or I could just click max. I can hit use, and what's it going to give us? Ooh, a 100K food box, a blue material chest, and it's given us 50 of stamina. Well, that's not a bad deal. Maybe we should think about doing that every day. Going to the Arch of Triumph and sending some flowers and getting a free reward every day. Just a thought. We're going to click back, and it takes us back to the map screen. It doesn't take us back to the 3-dot screen. If we click Generals, right now, because again, we reset this game, I have 1 general. And you can select your generals. There'll be a number of generals here. That's where you find them. It tells me right now I have 1 out of an allotted 5 generals. That number increases with your rank. Back to 3 dots. We're going to go to relic. I don't have a relic open. I'm not in an alliance, so my allies don't have any relics they could that they would be able to share with me. Back to 3 dots. Let's go to ranking. This is the same ranking screen that we got when we clicked into our Monarch corner up there. Back to the 3 dots, we're going to go to friends. I don't have any friends. I don't know anybody. If you click to recommended, they're just going to spit some names at you of people that they think you might want to have as a friend. This Monarch has 15.9 million in power. This one has 4.3, 13.6, 3.3, 14.1. It's a pretty good chance they might not want to be friends with me. But here's the thing here. This is going to list what their chosen language is going to be. So if, let's just say you're Japanese, then in this recommended list, you may want to add this person and start messaging them because you may know what that means. I don't, because I don't read kanji. So that's a way that you can start to develop a network of people on the list, is you just look at the recommended friends setting and maybe start messaging people. If you have friends, they will be here. You can have up to 300. If there is somebody that's being like a dorkfish and they're harassing you, you can put them on a blacklist, and communications to you will not see. Now, if they are chatting with people, you will see them, but they're not able to send you messages anymore. Back to 3 dots, we're going to go to activity. We have to get our keep to level 3 in order to start tracking and getting rewards for our activity. Back to 3 dots, we're going to go to settings. You can pick the language that you want. The text in the language has all been translated into these different languages. So if you speak French, you can click that and all of this will suddenly be in French. Or let's say if you speak Norwegian, you can click this and it will all suddenly turn into Norwegian. So that will help you get through the screens a little easier if English is not your preferred language. There are going to be some options for notifications. We're going to just leave these on for right now. You will find eventually what you want to have on and what you don't want to have on. Options, the big options that I use is I turn the music off, I turn the sound off. Because of copyright restrictions, we don't want to infringe on somebody's copyright by playing their music, and the sound for me is just irritating. I will generally turn this off because I don't want other people to know what kind of Monarch gear I'm wearing if I'm in combat. I don't want them looking at my stuff and going, "Oh boy, he's loaded for bear for mounted," because then they can counter that. They could use a different type of a troop in order to overcome me. And there are some There are some other things too. You can set your VIP level so that people can see it. Again, different settings just depending on your system. Account, we've already talked about account because this is where we come and we can start a new game and we can start over again. Now there is a way that you can go through Google Play or Facebook and you can link your game account up to that account. They're going to send you a reward or a gift of 100 gems for linking that up. And part of the reason that they do that is because if something happens with your account, you can go in and you can contact customer support and you can maybe be able to reset your account. You can basically set up a PIN so that if you're doing something that has a high value, you'll have to put your PIN in case somebody hijacks your account and they can't like transfer all of your stuff out. If there's a game update, depending on your system, there will be information here. If you how to play, I'm conflicted on what I should really say about this, because this has some. If you're having problems with billing, if you're having problems with your account, I would think this is a decent place to go. The forums to me are very difficult to navigate. I don't find them terribly friendly, which is one of the reasons why I'm making this. I would suggest that you go through and you could read all of these at some point, but they're just linking you to a website. Customer support, if you're having problems, then you can fill out a ticket. If for some reason stuff's not loading up, or if you bought something and it didn't load up, you can either email them or you can submit a support ticket. If for some reason they did an update and now your graphics cards don't work, then you can come in and you can take care of that there. I don't want to do any of this stuff. Yes, okay. Here's the forums I briefly referred to. It's the same. You see, it sends you to there. Terms of service, that's the stuff that nobody ever reads. Here's one, change of culture. If you decide after, whatever amount of time, you don't want to be an American anymore. You want to be somebody else. You identify with being, let's say, Japanese. You can change your culture, and it costs 2,000 gems in order to change. Now, there's two aspects to changing your culture. One, the major part of it is visual, because the dress of your soldiers is all going to change. Your buildings are going to change. What you refer to your soldiers as is going to change. That's all just a visual and a labeling change. The other thing that's going to change are these culture features. So if you are set up as an American, then you change to a Japanese, your gold levy goes away, your siege machine attack goes away, your training speed goes away. So you're going to get less gold with your levy. You're going to train your troops at a slower rate. But if we go over here, you are now going to get a boost in food production from your farms. Your ground troops are going to get a defense boost, and your crafting speed is going to increase by 8%. So these are the things that change, that really affect what you do. The rest of it is all just, again, visual or labeling. And that is what is on the settings tab. Here's probably the more important thing, this right here, server time. You are going to hear people refer to the server reset. The server is set, the day begins and ends at 8 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, or Zulu time. So right now it is 10:18 at night server time, and it is 5:18 in the afternoon where I am. So if you hear someone say there is a killing event that is going to happen at server reset tomorrow, you need to figure out what your time offset is from this. My server reset times are 3 in the morning. If you're on the west coast of the States, your reset time is midnight. If you're in Japan, it's different. It's all based on your time zone. So if you need to know what server time is, you go to 3 dots, you go to settings. That is the current server time. Everything runs off of this. You have to be able to figure out what that time offset is between your time zone and Greenwich Mean Time. And that is the 3 dots. If you're in an alliance, there's all kinds of activity that you can partake in as an alliance member, but you have to find an alliance. Now, the first time you join an alliance, you get a bonus. You get 500 gems just for joining an alliance. You can make your own when you have a keep level 6. You can get speed ups. You can do wars against different bosses. We'll cover all of that. There's all kinds of benefits to doing that. Alliances are different. They're like cliques. They're like groups of people in high school. There's, the dweebs, there's the stoners, there's the jocks, there's the nerds, there's, all those different groups, and alliances can be like that. You can get into an alliance that is nothing but war and killing and pounding other players, and that might not be your thing. You can get into an alliance that's about building relationships with people and sharing cat photos, and that might not be your thing. So it's not a bad thing to join an alliance and to kind of experience what's going on, and then after a while go, yeah, this is just not the place for me. And if that's the case, you can contact the alliance leader and say, hey, I don't think I fit in here. Can you just go ahead and kick me out? Because if he kicks you out, or she kicks you out, then you can immediately join another alliance. If you just leave an alliance of your own accord, you have what's called a cooldown. And you are going to be alone in the wilderness for 12 hours until you can join another one. That's in the Alliance tab. We've kind of briefly covered the Mail tab. This is the welcome message that we saw that's contained here in this Announcement tab. If there is mail from the king, if you are in an alliance and you are a rank 4 or 5, that's where you will get that. If EVONY is sending out announcements, they'll usually come into this box. If someone sends you a mail directly, if you were the Japanese person and you made friends with another Japanese person, they sent you a mail, it would come into your inbox. When you attack another player, if you are attacking a monster, you will get a report here of that activity. If you attack another player, you will get a report here. This is for stuff that happens on the battlefields. That's higher level player stuff. These are if you get awards. There's all kinds of stuff in here that you can categorize that. That's all under the mail category. Now we're down to this very bottom bar here. And first thing that we're gonna notice is this bottom right hand button. Right now you'll see there's a city. If we click the city, it's going to bring us to city mode. Ta-da! Just like that. And now we are back in our city view, and we can scroll around and we can see Mount Rushmore there in the back, and I think there's an eagle statue there and a waterfall and some blueberries. So this is our city view. When we are building our cities, this is what we have to work with. If we click this again, it's going to take us back to the map, what I call the map view or the battle view, because this is where you do your fighting. Then if you want to see an even bigger view, that's when you click over here to the map. It will show you what I call the world map. If you want to get even bigger, you can click over onto the server map. This is the server. This is the computer that we are playing this game on. This is a different server. This is a different server. So they call it world map. I don't understand why they do that, because it's not. This is the server map. So we click back to get back to the world view. We click back to get back to our map view. And if we want to go back to the city, we click on the city, and now we're at the city view. You will notice that there are 3 little lights here, and these correspond to our different chat channels. If we click in this bar, it's going to show us there are 3 different chats that we can have. There's one called a whisper, and if someone is a friend of yours, they can talk to you, and it's only you and them talking to each other. So, if you're looking at your buddy and his fly is down, you can whisper to him, "Hey, check your fly, dude." And that will only go between you and another person. If you are in an alliance, then the alliance has its own chat channel. So everyone in the alliance can chat back and forth to each other. If they are friends with one person, then they can go back over here to whisper, and they can whisper something to them. And then you can go back here into the chat. Then there is the world chat, and this is currently what is going on right now for the entire server. And this is, to be honest with you, it's kind of a melee. You get every make and model of person in here. You get the serious player, you get the goofball, you get just everything is in here. I usually spend about 5 minutes here in world chat, and then I just have to go take a break. I feel like I need to maybe take a shower, go get a tetanus shot sometimes. These little lights will correspond. If you get a whisper, this will be red. You'll get a little blinking red light, and that means that someone has messaged you in whisper. That is what is going on this screen, and I think we're going to stop here. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us today. Be sure to tap that thumbs up button if you think we've earned it, and be sure to hit the subscribe button and that little bell to be notified when new content comes out. Be sure to check out these other videos, and I'm Combat Carl for Old Man Gamer Network. You guys be sure to go straight home. No screwing around.